Good morning and welcome to Morning Meditation. I'm Rand Morrison and this is Ascension Studios. So I've been talking for about 10 minutes now on the topic. And the topic is that it's easy when you are trying to get to a better health area to focus on one thing, like my little Libra there, and to forget everything else, like turning on the recording of the video. So we've had some tumultuous times since I got this thing on in the last couple of days, and it alarms all night long. And last night Bill finally turned it off, and we slept, which was nice. Believe it or not, that your glucose level has something to do with how well you sleep. Yesterday was terrible, and I finally figured out this morning the age-old adage. I mean, you get to where you focus on one thing over and over and over and over again, and you forget that there's more than that has to do with it. Okay, take the glucose. I drop constantly under the range. This is reactive hypoglycemia, which is the name they give it. Basically, it means that my body is not giving my body very much energy through the day. So this morning I got up and I took a sip of water and I went out and walked for a mile. And when I got back going, my glucose raised. We had been focusing on the foods, on things that glucose tablets and peanut butter and wheat crackers, and trying to find the combinations to give me a good enough glucose level to sleep through the night without any of the damn alarms. But the thing is, I hadn't exercised for the last 2 days because I was so focused on what was happening with that glucose monitor. And so, of course, my body's entire system came down. I hadn't made sure that my water intake was up, and so, of course, my entire system came down. My thyroid medication got cut by the doctor, and so that also came down. And I'm sitting here wondering why I don't feel good, why I can't figure this food thing out. And all in all, I am not perfect, but I eat pretty darn good. I eat organic, I stick to vegetables, grass-fed, organic, free-range meat, all that, everything. I watch my ingredients and I stay away from artificials. And so I was trying and focusing so hard on what I was eating that I forgot that our body systems that run our bodies are everything. And mindset is huge. And reminding yourself to not get focused and bogged down on one little tiny aspect. And unfortunately, I think this is one of the failings of Western medicine, is that you take one aspect at a time. And one aspect isn't normally what's causing all the problem. It is everything. It could have been started by one aspect. It could have created one aspect. It could be a side effect of a drug dealing with this other aspect. And it's important to focus on everything as a whole. What was it this morning that I hadn't been doing? I hadn't been going for a walk. It's been 100 degrees. But at 6 a.m., it was beautiful. I hadn't been watching my water intake. I skipped the morning meditation yesterday because I was so tired I couldn't even see straight, let alone come up with something to talk about, because I had been through alarms all night long. And so had Bill. Everybody was testy and rare. And so I just focused on what I was eating that was going to fix the problem. I forgot to think about the fact that everything in me has always been below normal. My heart rate, my temperature, my pulse, always below normal. So putting on a monitor for glucose and then realizing that, hey, it's a little bit below normal, not terrible, but a little bit, is really not that surprising. But I saw it, and this alarm, and it's irritating. Oh, God. And this alarm goes off, and it feels dire. And it's only dire if you allow it to be dire. I would love it if a general practitioner cared about the whole. But he doesn't. He cares about sending you to specialists and writing pills. And even somebody doing the best they can is not equipped with the atmosphere and everything else to be able to treat your body like a whole. You have to do it yourself. You do. And you have to be your own advocate. These are people. And how they feel about you personally matters. It affects their decisions, and if they're irritated by your presence, then they're not going to be giving you the most careful and considered thought. At the same token, if they like you, are they going to be too distracted to be able to give it the full amount of thought also? They're people, human beings. All of everything matters. Whether or not I exercised matters, because when I went out this morning, not even taking my hormones, and just had a mile walk with a glass of water, or a bottle of water, my glucose came up into a normal range, into a good place, and I started feeling better. We don't need to bog down on one thing when it comes to our health. And meditation. Okay, I did my meditation. I'm done. I can go fast food it up, feel good. No, it's a bit of everything. So when you're doing a morning meditation with me, we hit on a lot of different topics. But today, I think it's important to remember that all of these little topics that we hit on create a whole mentally that allows you better health. Just like if you had one doctor who checked everything and came up with a plan that encompassed more than just a medication, a procedure, a treatment, a maintenance, you would probably get a better result. And seeing as how the ones who are supposed to be able to do that don't do it, we're left with ourselves. The whole thing. I like to focus, especially when I'm creating something. It's very important to focus and to get the details just right. It adds to the whole. But even in a painting, you add more detail to a focal point than you do to something out of the way a little bit. And this creates a draw for the eye and a pathway for people to follow when looking at the artwork. So focus in and then come back out before you go through 2 days of I'm crazy. And encompass everything. Okay, I'm working on my glucose levels. What are all of the things? And there's a book I've been given by the doctor to read that I believe is 90% what we talk about here. She obviously doesn't want to know who I am, and that's okay. She doesn't like me. So, onward and hopefully upward and on path. So, start off today encompassing the entirety of us as a physical being, as a mental being, as an energy being, as a particle being, all together. Who knows what we might find? Heaven knows I got work to do in every one of those areas. I really do. Do you? So I'm sure we'll come up with some wonderful revelations. Let's start off in ego. Feel the yellow, orange, bring it down to red, ground. Let yourself be part of the particle-bound conversation. Conversations of trees, mycelia, bugs. The energy underlying the particles that define things in this earth. Scan it. Show me where my particles are having issues. Right there. Right there. Definitely there. But I'm coming back into pretty good form. All right, let's bring it back up. All right. Show me where my ego is causing blockages. And do a scan. Of your past doctor's experiences. A little bit eccentric. Too unfiltered for a lot of people. And definitely not fitting into my current surroundings. All right, bring it up, heart, self-care, voice. I am missing my group. The people that I can talk to about the things I like to talk about. Feeling better, doing better, getting positive, giving love to the earth, giving love to the world, finding tolerance and compassion. We're so separated, and I am included in that. I am separated from my tribe. I did hear one practitioner say that this is so that we can emanate from where we are. Being separate is to give more people the opportunity to be a part of something they couldn't fathom before, and it helps to saturate the world better to keep us slightly distanced until more of the world comes along. I hope that made sense. Okay. And third eye. My imagination and creation. I've been so negative on myself there. And faith. I did. I lost faith in myself, in the universe, in the energy, in the love, in the wisdom. And I tantrumed. It's been a rough couple days. Okay, my ballast. Calm the tornado. I forgive myself for being human. And I embrace being human. am a whole being. Energy to thought, to communication, to love, to ego, to particle. And everything is vital in my well-being. Balance is my goal. Not perfection of any one system, but the balance of them all toward a healthier, more vibrant me. I deserve to be the healthiest, most vibrant me possible. So, what did you find out? Namaste.